It's coffee time. I need to show you. This is my new mug. It's from Hawaii because Jeannie was in Hawaii for 2 weeks and she was like, I'm going to get you a gift. And we kept joking because I said, please, please, please either get me something that has sandals on sandals on sandals or get me something that says aloha in huge letters. She didn't do either of those things, but we kept the joke running basically the entire time she was gone. And of course she got me a mug and I love it and it's so cute. But the thing that I love the most is that she got 2 of this mug. One was blue and one was green. The blue one went to our other friend, Rosti, and that one, the box said, Tiki Mug. On mine, the box said, Love Tiki Mug. And I was like, oh yeah. If anything were to confirm for me that Jeannie and my romance is forever and pure, it was that. It was that. Also, I'm so excited because my new coffee machine got here yesterday. I was like, and I immediately made a pot of coffee, but I didn't use the grinder. So today, this is actually my first cup of coffee after using the grinder brewer system, like putting beans in there, and then it grinds them up and then brews it. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. There's something very special about freshly ground beans immediately being turned into coffee. I was like, this is great. I'm very happy with this. So, good purchase. That's the most money that I've ever dropped on a coffee machine. But I'm kind of like, look, I'm going to use this so much. I'm going to use this so much. So, I might as well get one that I know is good. It was still used. I have not had very good luck with refurbished things. I got a Dyson vacuum refurbished. And the bottom part, the like actual vacuumy part of it, won't suction because there's a tube that's like unhinged. And so I'm trying to look into what the laws are or what the rules are for a refurbished vacuum. Like, can I contact them and be like, hey, I'm going to send this back to you. Please make it actually work before I get it. Or do I need to like find a Dyson repair person and take it to them? Be like, here, can you fix this? I mean, either way, I got it for way cheaper than I would have if I bought it brand new. But I'm like, God, that sucks that I can't just like, oh, I just wanted to have a vacuum and be able to have a vacuum. But the tube works. The long-armed like tube. So I can walk around my apartment and just like tube up stuff. But it's a big enough apartment that I'd rather not do that for the rest of my life. Like I got the vacuum I got because I'd like to be able to use it as a legit vacuum. So, gosh, there are motorcycles ablaze today. Let me tell you another thing. I'm going to skip ahead. I'm not going to talk anymore about refurbished stuff. I was going to talk about the coffee machine. Look, hold on. So, the coffee machine refurbished thing is just that everything works perfectly, except it's supposed to only beep like 5 times before it's just done. So when the coffee's done, it's like beep, 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 right? It's just supposed to beep like 5 times is what the manual says. That thing beeps for like a full half hour before it's done. I tried unplugging it and plugging it back in. It just kept beeping. I was like, whatever. So this time I let it just go to see how long it would beep. It beeped for a really long time. Okay, now let's move on. So I was standing outside on my patio because it's been very nice outside. It hasn't been as hot, although it's still hot, which sucks. But I went out on the patio and I was just standing out there looking at all the peoples. And a Hollywood tour bus went by and I was like, that's weird. I didn't know that Hollywood tour buses went through this neighborhood. That's kind of strange unless like the tour guide has a shortcut to somewhere that matters because I don't live somewhere that matters. And they were driving by and this guy that was on, it's a double-decker, right? So there are people that are inside on the bottom, like a normal bus, but then there are also seats on the top of the bus. So there's a guy who's on top of the bus on his phone and is yelling into the phone stuff like, who is this? How did you get this number? Why are you calling me? Answer me. Who is this? Like yelling. And they weren't like stopped at a light or anything. This bus was just like driving by normal speed. And I heard so much. Like, I could hear him yelling when I couldn't even see the bus and just, like, went by and then went off into the sunset. And I have no idea who that guy was talking to or whether or not he found true happiness, but I was like, this is, wow, the most intense bus ride. I'm trying to imagine what it would be like to be one of the other people. Like, do you get up and try to go to the bottom? If there's no room on the bottom, do you just like stay up there? Do you get off at a certain stop? Do you ask for your money back? Do you yell at the guy? Right? Like, there's so many options to be like, look, Sonny, you are messing up a tour right now. I paid good money for this tour. What you guys say about that? By the way, speaking of tours, if ever, I think I've talked about this before, but every time I go into the Hollywood Hills, like where the really nice houses are, I just want to vomit. The houses up there are beautiful, but the streets are so windy that I'm like, I don't even know if I would want to live up here. I don't care how nice the house would be. Like the streets that you have to drive on to get up there, I always think I might die. Like people just speed because they've got money. They don't care. They just speed around corners and there's all these twists and I'm just like, please don't run into me or kill me. Oh my God. And like going 5 under the speed limit. Like, please just don't let me die. Just don't let me die here. Okay, cool. I'm at my destination. Terrifying. But if you're ever given a chance to like do a tour and you wanted to see the hills and all of the houses that are on the hills, you should do it because some of those houses are crazy. One of them is like see-through. Every time I go by that house, I'm like, you guys are dumb. But it's a huge glass house, like straight out of a horror movie. And every time I go by it, I see people like living their normal lives in there. And I'm like, everybody can see your business. Why do you want this? Why do you want this? I'm a huge fan of like big windows. Like I would love to have a place where there's an area of the house that just has like nice huge windows that let in all this light and like vaulted ceilings and all that, whatever. But I don't want a house where the walls are like windows. There was a show that we were watching. I might have talked about this too. The show that happens on HGTV sometimes where they're like, hey, look at all these crazy houses that people have. And I love the ones where somebody found an abandoned building and saw potential in it. Like there was an episode where a guy who lived in Texas found an abandoned jail, like a really old jail that they were trying to condemn and get rid of. And he was like, no, 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 no. This is so cool. I want this. And so this guy and his wife like moved in and rebuilt most of it except for the actual cells. Like they kept all the metal doors and everything. Like it's crazy. It's really cool though. And like super westerned out. It was awesome. But then there are houses like these people had a house that was basically like a glorified mobile home, but they were talking about it like it was this crazy new invention. They're like, yeah, this house, like it comes in 2 pieces and you can just pick it up and move it wherever you want to go. And I was like, yeah, we've had those for a really long time. But the reason that I bring it up is because that was the same thing where everything was a window. And so you just decided which areas you wanted to pull down the shades, and those would be like your walls, but everything was actually window. I was like, this is so weird. This is so weird. Could not do that. I could not do that. But I'm like a huge fan. I like modern stuff, but I don't want modern stuff. Does that make sense? That's one of my big issues with IKEA. Like, a lot of IKEA's stuff is very clean, sharp angles, and like bright, basic colors. And I really love wood. Like, this coffee table is my perfect coffee table. The second I saw it, I was like, I need it. I need that coffee table because it's wood and like that dark metal. Like, that's my jam. I love it. And that's not like that and modern are not best friends. They don't make sense together. They don't have children. But I can appreciate modern stuff, you know? And when I saw that house, it just like clicked together and was like in an L shape and it had all windows. I was like, no, nope, not a fan. I don't want that. Where's the wood? Where's the wood? You can quote me on that if you want. Where's the wood? My mom and I were talking about how, actually it was my mom and my dad and I, because my dad was in the car too, when they were driving me to the airport to come back here. We were talking about log cabins, because an ex of mine, the family like put together this huge log house. And I loved it. Like, the second that I walked in, I was like, this is amazing. I love this so much. And they spent so much time and so much money to make it a legit log cabin. And my parents were saying that they have Lincoln Log style, like sets to build your own log cabin that you can just buy. And I was like, is that as good? Like, to just be like, yes, I would like your 2-story log cabin, please. And they just come as like a click together set, and you just have to put mud in between all the logs and just be like, beep. I don't know, that sounds so like jank ball to me, but maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. I just know that I love log cabins. Log cabins are the best. Unless you have termites, then they're the worst. Termites are the worst. I don't know how many of you have ever dealt with termites. I hate them. I hate them more than I hate ants. Because at least ants are like, I want food. And then you just, you kill them. You get rid of them. You kill them. Termites, like, eat away at the base of your house. Like, there's so much stuff that goes into a building that's typically made of wood. And when I was a kid, we had termites in our basement, and my parents were just like, nope. Like, the possibility of them just turning all of our support system into sawdust was terrifying. I was just like, no. I also found out that the sawdust that they leave behind is their poop. Apparently, question mark? Actually, let's look this up. This is what this show has devolved into, is just, I say a thing, and then I realize I don't know that for sure. Termite dust poop? Signs of termite infestations. How do I know? Oh my god, this sounds terrifying. Termites do leave a variety of signs of their presence, and with diligent inspections you may be able to tell if you have an infestation. To check for a termite problem, you will need a flashlight. There are also many companies. One of the best signs of termite is a presence of mud tubes. Check the exterior and basement of your house with a flashlight. A mud tube connects nests to feeding sites and will be constructed of dirt. If you find these tunnels, it is likely you have an infestation. Where's the part that I was reading on the actual search that was like super gross? Oh, whatever. It was basically saying like, they're gonna leave behind lots of wings, bodies, and poop. And I was like, no! Oh yeah, oh! Open, open, open! I think this is my answer! Yeah, okay. Oh, it's not the dust. It's termites may excavate the wood so that only a very thin layer of wood is left on the surface between the cavity and the outside. Then this layer is broken and they will cover the holes with mud, with a mud-like material used to make tubes, and this is a mixture of soil, feces, and saliva. Gross! Gross! Now we know. Now we know! The stuff that termites use to make their tunnels and plug up holes is poop, saliva, and mud. You'll shove together into a paste, and they're like, here we go. Gross. Nope. I don't like it. I don't want any of that. Okay, I'm gonna go. I hope that you guys had an amazing day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah.